Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to a Grand Cross video, and today we're going to be covering everything that's been changed in the recent 100-day update, and quite a few things to cover, and quite some things I don't think the forums really went over. I think they did a bit, but yeah, so we're going to talk about it because obviously you can't really trust the forums, even though they say you should, but we know we can't. One thing too is that we are also going to get free 30 diamonds if you did do this 10th step on the VALENTI banner. Obviously people were expecting a full refund, which I mean, that won't happen. But let's start with the first update. Is the 100-day little decorations. You can see here that obviously the whole things have changed around, and if you do change it, like if you were to switch any of your accessories around, it will leave. So if you want to keep this stuff, just don't change anything. But it doesn't give you a benefit, so there's no real need to actually change it, because you're not really getting any benefits for it. Yeah, so little thing to Escanor. If you haven't finished the chapter 8, the newest chapter, you do get Escanor in the actual tavern, so I think it's pretty cool. But a few things to go over. So obviously timestamp is all over the timeline, and also obviously the actual description, so if you want to go see that. But next thing is a pretty big buff, more of quality of life, is Veronica is no longer free. Basically they buffed her, so normally you used to go here and check and basically spawn in Veronica and talk to her and then get the actual boost. Now they've removed it, but just gave us the boost 24/7. No longer do you have to talk to Veronica. She can still come, but there's no need for her now. You can just pretty much, as soon as you get into the game, I believe it's actually if you defeat a certain point in story mode. If I find the actual chapter, I'll put it on the screen now. But yeah, so you can just pretty much go to any shop. Bear in mind, it has to be like actual a shop, not your actual inventory where you just sell things. But you can see here 20% bonus. I pretty much have nothing to sell, but it's pretty smart. Like everyone did this anyway, so the fact they just made it permanently is pretty good, because it was only an hour a day. If you did it already, you have to wait an extra whole day to pretty much sell stuff again if you forgot to sell something. And yeah, that's the first thing. So the next thing is also, we can do two of them here. So it's this bottom bit here. Like you now have access to Twitter, Facebook, and the forums on like in game, and it's kind of cool. It's useless, but you can actually go on YouTube and search up your own stuff. So yeah, I can pretty much just go to my channel and actually watch videos from in game. So I think that's the best part of this this update. Pretty much you can actually go on social media pretty much in game, which is kind of sick, not gonna lie. Like you can see here, I'm on my channel right now, and you can pretty much watch Grand Cross videos in Grand Cross, so nothing too bad. Next thing is actually the top left corner. You can see now we have like a little mini map, like if you go to like a theme park, and you can pretty much see where all the locations are, plus like a little mini map. And I think this is everywhere that there's free roam. Pretty much you can do PvP, and I think the towns as well. Just a quality of life update, pretty much. It's not too crazy. I think it's better for like new players if you like don't know what you're doing at start. And then yeah, so next one is actually gonna be PvP. So you can see here, same thing as usual, but now some things have changed. So if you do head to Taizo, I think his name is, you can pretty much see the big difference. Nothing too crazy. It's just something I pointed out. So yeah, if you go to the normal festival, you can pretty much, what you normally do is have if you want to switch between the elite and normal. Normally if you switch to elite, it will just switch you straight away. But now you have to go to Hellbrim, or like the skinny version of Hellbrim, like the transformed one. Pretty much it just split the two up. So now, yeah, now it's just two different categories now, left and right, pretty much. Nothing too big, but I just thought I'd point out. Okay, next, I'm just going to say it now, because if you haven't done it already, Coin Shop Gopher, so the good Gopher, is on sale in the coin shop, so definitely do pick him up if you haven't got him. Or if you do have him, it's still worth buying, because he's like one of the OP characters. Next, we do have equipment drawer, so I want to see if this is working, because some reason it's not working. Basically, now you can auto salvage gear, which is kind of good, but okay, does it work? It wasn't working yesterday. So yeah, basically what we're doing is we want to auto salvage all common, uncommon, and rare gear, just because I don't really want them. We want to keep the gold or the SR and SSR. Okay, yeah, it's not working. We want to keep the SR and SSR because we want to wait until next week, where I think we're going to get the salvage success rate up, which I'll probably make a video when it happens. But you can pretty much use, like, set like an auto feature where you can use keys, you can use goals, you can do no restrictions, you can do count. Pretty much what we're used to with the stamina. Bear in mind, do be careful because you could use up all your gold. So this is the one thing. So now you manually do it once, but after that it should change, and I think you'll see now it just speeds up really fast. Yeah, look, you can see it. So we're going across 40 keys in less than like 5 seconds. Obviously, disclaimer: do be careful and don't do this with gold because you can run through like millions of gold in like 10 seconds. So definitely do be careful. All right, so next one. Okay, so next thing is pretty much in the same line of what we just talked about. Is basically equipment is or like upgrading equipment now. It's just a lot faster. So if you go to our Merlin, I can only do it a little bit because I think yeah. So say if I want to upgrade this equipment, it took very long, especially when you're trying to, if you have the access or like the material to do it. Now what you can see right now, we have auto, and as soon as we start doing the upgrades, it's just going to zoom past. Yeah, you can see how fast it is right now. Yeah, it's unreal how good this is. It took you a couple minutes to actually max out a gear, because it was so slow. Okay, I actually got upgrade, nice. But yeah, we're gonna stop here because I don't have any red gems or whatever they're called, enhanced material. See, that's a little thing. Definitely a big one. Probably the biggest actual update is the fact we can actually upgrade and just sell stuff a lot faster. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about now is so we have 2 new banners. So this obviously just staying for 2 weeks because it's a free step up. So every day you get to log in, you do get some free pulls, and you are guaranteed 2 Elizabeths, which ain't good, but they are 2 free platinum coins, and you also get the Great Mage Merlin and a bunch of goodies along the way, which the only good thing about this Merlin is the fact she is free cosmetics for your other Merlins, so not too crazy. Plus we get 50 anvils, so I think that's pretty good, and we also get some pie and a finny, or like the hearts, I don't know what they're called. So you can pretty much max out this girl straight away. You don't get enough pendants and upgrades to max her out, but I mean, to be fair, we have that already, right? It's nothing too big. And then we also have the VALENTI banner, which obviously came out yesterday, and some controversy behind it, but I think it's also weird now. And yeah, if you should pull for her, probably not. I'm not even going to use her. I just pulled for her because I wanted the character. But there's nothing really too crazy coming out apart from Blue Lily in a couple weeks probably. But yeah, so next is we do have some diamonds, I believe. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, we have some diamonds. We haven't got the 30 yet. Well, if you did pull on the VALENTI banner, you will get the diamonds later on a later date, I think. I think we should leave. Okay, so next update, pretty big because I know for a fact that I've missed this quite a bit. We have a new growth event, which is pretty cool. You can see you get a bunch of SSR pendants, so always a positive. You do have to have VALENTI for this. So if you poured, it's fine. You're gonna get stuff for it. But the good thing is you can use a friend. So it's not like how it was with the slime units when we had that little event. But now you can just pretty much use VALENTI. And also there's a little bar up top where you can pretty much select it and it tells you all your active buffs. As you can see, Veronica is always there. We have a combat class increase HP, which we're going to go over later. And then stamina consumption decreased by 50% of all chapters. Pretty cool. You can go to any thing and it'll just show you what's been affected. Also, in events, you've noticed some things have changed because we used to have like little missions here where you can get, some days you get 2 diamonds, some days you get a bunch of like upgrade stuff. Just overall, it was kind of a mess, and a lot of times myself, I have forgotten to do it. So now if you go to your daily task, they are pretty much here, and you can see here. So it's today is do death matches and clear boss stages, and you get pretty much these 2 upgrades here. And yeah, it's just more of a quality of life thing. Now we have basically more day. You can see here, like, we're gonna get like what 4 diamonds today, which is just pretty sick for one day, just for doing dailies. And yeah, I know for a fact I've missed it sometimes, so I think it's definitely a big change. And skip tickets, you can see here, you can now get skip tickets each day, which we're going to go over in a second. But yeah, that's a pretty big thing too. Okay, so in the actual menu of your little characters, if you do actually click the little like combat class at the bottom, you can see now there's like conditions where you're able to get your combat class up. So it's quite a big thing, to be real. Basically, the max you can get is 2 million right now, and that's your whole box, right? Each character has their own CC, and you want to increase your combat class all the way up for all your characters. And each time you get to a certain milestone, you are going to get a buff. They don't stack, so bear in mind it's just little increase each time. But if you are trying to go push hard in PvP you you should be upgrading your characters anyway, because we do have the training caves coming soon, who you have to have URs. So pretty much I'm working on it now too. Just get all your characters to UR, and also I'm working on 3-starring each and every one, and then eventually I'll just 4-star and 5-star and 6-star until I have everyone maxed out. Pretty much you're not going to get this by upgrading everyone. You want to also have good gear on a lot of characters, to where you can actually have a high CC, because that's where you pretty much get all your CC from. Okay, so next little update is the little shield at the bottom where you can just click, and it tells you pretty much who has all the gear. So you can see here Merlin has like attack and defense, we have Elizabeth attack and defense, we have Jillian attack and crit, I think, crit damage, crit resistance, I don't really know what that one is. But yeah, just a little update if like, oh, okay, cool. My house doesn't have equipment, so I want to give him some equipment, so I can pretty much auto some quests. Just a little update where you can pretty much see things. Would I use it? Probably not, but it might be helpful, especially when you have a bunch of gear on a bunch of people that you don't even know that has the gear. Okay, so next we do actually have a new 3v3 thing, which I don't even know. I don't think that's even on JP, so we'll go over that when it comes out. But new event, nothing too crazy here. Just do it dailies. We're used to this, right? We know what it's about. But the new patrol system. Basically, I really like this. So it's basically like Adventures on Legends. Basically, each day you get to do, what, 5? Yeah, 5 for me. Bear in mind, it will increase the more story you do. So finish story first, and you can pretty much do it. And yeah, basically the condition says there, you use URs, and you can just use auto set. It doesn't really matter who you use. It's just, you just got to put a UR in there, and they have to be of a certain combat class. So it's just do auto, and you'll pretty much do it. And yeah, pretty good. You get 5 a day if you have completed story mode, and there's nothing too hard about it. Each day just do it. Go on, log in, do dispatches, because once you do finish them, they don't come back until the next day. So I do like that we're not obviously constantly logging in and constantly doing them. It's just 1 a day, and it's pretty easy to do. So and we do get skip tickets and some free rewards, which I think is pretty good. Okay, and to actually use skip tickets, you can just go to mostly any quest. I think you can't do like the stuff that's like limited to 5 days, but 5 tries a day. But you can see here, any quest that you can actually skip, you can actually just pretty much click that button and go to what you want. Bear in mind, you can only use 5 tickets per run, so don't know why they've done this, but you can only use 5 tickets, and you have to do 5 again, 5 again, 5 again. So you can't use over 200 skip tickets in one go if you had that much. But yeah, it will still use stamina, it will still do all the stuff, and pretty much it's not a free quest. You still use stamina, like I said, but it just pretty much skips the time of you actually completing it. That's all it does. It skips time, nothing else changes. You're still gonna get the same rewards, you're gonna get all the same stuff. It's just a little time convenient thing where if you don't want to farm a quest quickly, you want to get some free materials, you can pretty much just do that. Okay, so lastly we do have actually some balance changes. Nothing too crazy, but you might as well talk about it. Some characters, for example this Remiru, basically got on the tier 1 now. It now removes buffs, which I think is actually pretty good. So you can see on screen who actually got the buff. Some characters, nothing too crazy. I think like Prince Elizabeth, stuff like that got it. Nothing game breaking, but I guess this is good for like when you're doing training caves, when like certain bosses come around. If you want to use these characters that you remove buffs, you can now do it. Not only that, we had Green King, he essentially got another buff, and some other guy, I can't remember who he was, but right, this skill here, basically it said at the bottom, Ruin, increases damage dealt by 30%. That used to be 20. You can see on screen pretty much what's been changed. So yeah, that is all for today, guys. If you did find anything useful here, and do want to subscribe, because we're doing Grand Cross content daily, go ahead and do that, because yeah, you don't want to miss any videos coming out soon. So thank you guys for watching, and peace.